In order to get the professional part of professional wrestling right, there are 5 things I think every wrestler needs. And we're going over all 5 of them next. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. Throughout my career, I've been very fortunate. I've worked in front of the cameras as a pro wrestler, referee, ring announcer, and commentator too. And I've also worked behind the scenes in wrestling as a promoter, booker, agent, coach, consultant, and a bunch of other things too. And I bring the sum total of all these experiences I've had across more than 30 years now. And I serve it up right here to you each and every week until we make it. If you're down with that, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and join the Till We Make It tribe. Hit that subscribe button for me right now. In today's video, I want to talk about 5 essentials. If you are at that phase of your career where you're about to buy your first pair of trunks, you're about to have your first couple of matches, it's time for you to get these 5 things. Ready? If you're ready to have matches in front of the paying customers, then you are ready to have a passport. In my opinion, every professional wrestler needs a passport. And right now, you might be thinking, well, I'm going to focus solely on my work in and around Anchorage. I am chiefly concerned with my hometown scene, and that's great. But if an opportunity to cross the border and go into Canada should arise, guess what? You're going to need a passport. I think it's wonderful if your primary goal in wrestling is to raise awareness of the wrestling scene in and around Manila. That's super cool. But if an opportunity to branch out by visiting Singapore or taking a booking in Thailand should come your way, guess what? You're going to need a passport. And there is a little bit of an investment to get a passport, at least here in the United States and in most other countries. There's also a bit of a process involved anytime you're dealing with the government. So get those wheels turning early. That way, when an exciting opportunity comes your way, when you're ready to grow from just being an independent performer to an international performer, you are ready to book those flights. Did you know there's more than 150 Till We Make It episodes which never appear here on the YouTube channel? That's because they're exclusively available to my patrons over on Patreon. Patreon is a monthly subscription service which gives you access to my vast vault of wrestling knowledge. Those 150 plus videos, with a new one coming out every single Monday, that's just the tip of the iceberg. When you join, even at the lowest tier of support, just $5 a month, I'll add you to this awesome roll call of my patrons. You can jump into our Discord and join the conversation, and you'll start unlocking exclusives on top of exclusives on top of exclusives. So what are you waiting for? There's a link down below in the descriptus. Come and join our community. We would love to have you. The second thing every professional wrestler needs is their own mode of transportation. You will not be able to solely rely on public transit or the generosity of others to make all of your bookings. Public transportation can fail. Buses can be rerouted. Trains can be delayed and canceled. Your cousin Lenny might offer you a ride and say he's going to be there, but if he just flakes out, guess what? The heat's not going to be on cousin Lenny when you miss your booking. The heat's going to be on you. So don't allow your future success in pro wrestling to hinge on the whims of other people's generosity or the reliability of public transit. This is a recipe for disaster. If you are a professional wrestler, you have your own form of transportation. The third essential I think every professional wrestler needs is one of these, which I will not casually toss off screen for fear that it will break. This is a Square device. It's going to allow you to accept credit cards and other digital payment options like Apple Pay at the merchandise table. So if you're already brainstorming what your first t-shirt is going to look like, or that next set of stickers you'll be selling, maybe what the right price point is for your 8x10 photo, you're going to want to have one of these. Increasingly, we live in a cashless society. And dealing only in cash not only is going to limit your consumer base, but it's going to force you to have to carry change everywhere that you go. So get a Square. I'm not saying that this completely replaces cash transactions. What I am saying is it's going to turbocharge your sales at the merchandise table. This fourth thing we're going to talk about is neatly tied to the third thing, but before we break it down, please give me just one tap of your finger and leave a like-a-palooza on today's video. Thank you very much. To pair with your Square device, you're going to need a smartphone. That's going to help you to process those transactions. But even if you're selling no merchandise, I think a smartphone is the most indispensable tool of the social media era of wrestling. That's the era we are in right now. Your ability to respond to messages and offers in a prompt and professional fashion is the key to growing your professional network. And I would hold up my phone right now if I weren't using it to record this video for you. But I can show you this. These are the apps I need to stay in communication with my entire network because I'm getting messages on Facebook. I get them through Instagram. All my international contacts stay in touch via WhatsApp. In addition to which, I'm using Slack for private group communication, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. We are well past the point in time where you could leave someone an answering machine message or a voicemail, and maybe they get back to you in a couple days. If you aren't responding to your messages promptly, opportunities which could be yours are going somewhere else. And I think every professional wrestler out there needs to have their own entrance theme, which they own the rights to. That means you have control over the sync rights to your music. And what does that mean? It means the music can be synced up to whatever video you want it to, meaning footage of your matches, footage of you entering the ring, leaving the ring. If someone else controls the sync rights, that means you will have to pay them every time your music is used on a stream, on a digital release of some kind, if it's broadcast on television or on pay-per-view. You want to make sure you own your own music, including the sync rights. Do you have all 5 of these? If not, which one are you going to go and get as soon as you're done watching this video? Tell me down below in the comments. Appearing on screen right now is a link which will take you to a playlist of mine, which will help you to grow your career by enhancing every single performance that you have. There's also a link to my Patreon. It looks like a letter P inside of an orange box.